Hey guys, it is Monday. It's not Monday. What? It is Thursday. The vibes are high and I'm starting my YouTube channel. So I have always wanted to start a YouTube channel. I've been YouTube obsessed since I was like 10. Okay, and I love watching people do little morning routines and all that kind of stuff. But here's the thing. I could film myself talking for hours on end and it like would not be an issue for me. I'm doing my nails, by the way, so that's our vibe today. But I can't freaking edit for the life of me. I do not want to edit a video at all. Like, I hate editing. So I was listening. Okay, here's the thing. So I have been a podcast hater my whole life. Not a hater. I just don't listen to them because it's like, I could watch a YouTube video, or I could watch a TV show, or I could read a book, or I could literally do anything else than listen to a podcast. But recently, I've been like, my cortisol levels are too high in the morning, and I need to chill out before I go to work, because I work in retail, and that can be stressful, okay? Water break. Retail can be stressful, okay? So, I just like, I'm not feeling the vibe. I don't want to listen to, like, pumped up music. Now, every now and then, whatever playlist is playing will just be what we listen to on the way there, because sometimes I don't have time to change what I'm listening to. But recently, I was like, I'm gonna dabble in a little podcast, right? So I went for a walk and listened to the Am I Doing It Wrong podcast, which is on Amazon Music, if you guys don't know. Well, that's what I use for it, but it's probably everywhere. I listened to the Am I Doing It Wrong podcast, which I actually really do like that podcast because it's kind of helpful, especially for like my stage in life. I'm 19 years old. I'm starting college this fall because I took a gap year and I'm working right now. So it's like, it's a chill, like, it's good for my stage in life. Okay. So I like listening to the Am I Doing It Wrong podcast, but I was listening to it on my walk and I was like, this is so peaceful. This is so chill. This is so much more relaxing than listening to music. Now, whether the music be, and it's not that I don't listen to relaxing music, like I do. Like, I listen to folk music. I'll listen to jazz every now and then. Like, I'm chill with my music taste. Like, I'm not crazy. Sorry, my hair's kind of all over the place. I just got back from work. But like, I don't vibe as much with the chill music or a chill song as I do with a podcast. So I was listening to Emma Chamberlain's can't be a podcaster if I can't speak. Okay. Emma Chamberlain's podcast recently, and I was like, wait a minute, this is just so chill. Like, this is so chill. It's such a calm little vibe. And then I was like, I could do that. I don't have to make it solely recorded. And now, here's the reason I have not done this before. Because you're probably like, Savannah, you talk all the time. You literally don't ever stop talking. Why have you not thought to create a podcast? Well, I have. Amongst many friend groups, and even with my best friend, which we're still best friends, we talk about this all the time. We're like, we need to start a podcast. Like, it's coming. Like, we will start a podcast. But then I kind of just got tired of waiting. And it's not... That sounds really bad. And it's not because my friend doesn't want to start a podcast with me. It's because he's a senior in high school, and he's super busy. And also, we live on opposite sides of the country. So in order to do that, we would have to have like a Zoom thing going on, which I'm sure I could do because my stepfather does editing and stuff. But like, I don't want to, you know? So here we are. I used to create little like short videos, like 1 minute on my Instagram, and I always felt it was really easy to do that because I was like, I don't need to edit it. I can literally just press the button, talk for a minute, and then press the post button. Like, it's so chill. But I think I'm gonna try that. Press the button, talk for 30 minutes, and then press the post button. And I'll just call it a podcast. Say it's a video podcast on YouTube. And we'll see how it goes. And then maybe if eventually my best friend will have time and we can get the Zoom thing going, I will get him on here and we'll make it a together podcast. Or I'll just make another podcast and I'll have 2 podcasts. Because I've got a lot to say, okay? None of which is really... I was going to say none of which is really that important, but that's not true. I'm important. I have important things to say. I have important opinions about things. But, like, I don't know. If you're not someone who likes to listen to other people's opinions, you're probably not going to like my podcast. And if you don't agree with my opinions, you're also probably not going to like my podcast. But it's okay, because there's someone will. Someone will. And I know those loyal Instagrammers who watch my little Instagram, like, rants, like my little yap sessions on Instagram, are definitely gonna like this podcast vibe, because, like, turn it on while you're getting ready, turn it on while you're driving to work, turn it on while you're going to class. Like, it's so chill. You can just listen to someone talk. Anyways, so that is my little rant about that. I don't have a topic for today. The topic is I'm starting a podcast, a video podcast on YouTube. So we ranted about that for 6 minutes now. So yeah, I'm just chilling. Right now I am doing my nails because I got to work the other day. Literally, I did my nails like a few nights ago. What the hell? And now there's melted nail polish on my shirt. I got to work like a few days ago, and after I had done my nails, like on my day off, because okay, I went to Florida for spring break with my family because I'm originally from Florida, and I just went there for spring break for funsies because it's fun. It's fun to vacation there. It's terrible to live there. Do not freaking move to Florida. Don't do it. Like, you're gonna hate it. Everybody will hate it. Well, I don't know about everybody because there are tons of people that live there, but it's really crappy, and we hated living there, so we moved here to Illinois, and I love Illinois. It's so nice. I love it here. But, like, I'm not vibing with the whole, like, Florida lifestyle thing. That's not true. I would love to have a Florida lifestyle. Florida is great to live in if you have, like, a bazillion dollars and you can just hire people to do shit for you. Like, if you don't have to go anywhere and you can have one of those beautiful mansions on the beach or on the water, like, that's totally a vibe. And you're, like, retired and you don't have to work, that's great. But if you're a normal person, it's not. So anyways, I went to Florida for spring break, and I came back and I had a few days off of just, like, extra days because I wanted to make sure that I could have some decompress time to get my shit together before I went back to work. So I work retail. I work at Old Navy, but I told you that already. So I was painting my nails. I was like, oh, I have some time. I'm gonna do my nails. They're getting long and, like, nice. I used to bite my nails because I have anxiety. I have generalized anxiety disorder, and I used to bite my nails like 2 nubs all the time. And I was never able to break the habit because I was never in a point with my anxiety where I was chill enough that I didn't feel anxious and freaked out all the time about something so that I could grow my nails. But I got to that place finally a couple of years ago, and so now I don't really have that habit anymore. I do it every now and then. I'll bite my nails down, but most of the time we're chilling, right? I need to take a breath. Sorry. So anyways, I was like, I'll paint my nails. Like, that's the vibe. Like, I'll just, like, I have some extra time. I'll paint them. They're finally long enough to look cute. And I can just paint them. And I've also been using, I'll show you in just a second. It's right here. This, like, Beetles nail polish color. I don't know what it is. This shit dries so fast. My iPad's in the way because I was watching a YouTube video before I decided to do this. This Beetles nail polish, I don't know what it is, but it dries so freaking quickly. And it's, I mean, it is a quick drying glossy nail polish, and so I love it, and it dries so fast. But we only have, like, shimmery colors, and so I'm painting my nails red now, just like a chill OPI. I'm Not Really a Waitress, which we have it somewhere. It might be in my nail thing. I'm gonna look. This is Red Hot Rio, which is, like, the next best thing to I'm Not Really a Waitress, but I'm Not Really a Waitress is the best red, and it's an OPI color. I know everybody was obsessed with the Funny Bunny and Bubble Bath. That's also a vibe. We have one, but I don't really want to do it. Okay, you guys are gonna come with me while we look for I'm Not Really a Waitress. Oh, and in case anyone is wondering, I am doing this Nail Aid Keratin 3-Day Growth Serum thing as my base and top coat, which also helps keep these long and healthy. Okay, let's go look for this thing. Oh my gosh, let's see if I have it in here. I should. If it's not in my mom's thing, it's in mine, typically. So do we even have it? I do. I forgot it was shimmery, though. Do I want to do shimmer or do I want to do matte? Decisions. I just feel like Red Hot Rio is such a bright red. Here's something really funny about OPI nail colors is they will release literally the same fucking color and give it a different name. Not literally, because they're a little bit different. But this is I'm Not Really a Waitress. I want to see if you can tell the freaking difference. This is I'm Not Really a Waitress. And this is Blackberry Pagoda. Like, this one's a little bit lighter, but like they're the same color. They're both shimmery. They're both that light. Oh, it looks not different on camera. Never mind. In person, they look exactly the same. But anyways, okay. Maybe we'll do shimmer. I don't know. I don't have to decide yet. We're still just trying the base coat. Okay. Anyway, so I do have I'm Not Really a Waitress. Perf. Okay, as I was saying. What was I saying? Oh, because I wanted to redo them. Because I got to work after I had done them that night. Literally 5 seconds into being at work, I chipped this nail. And I was like so pissed about it. Water break. I was like so upset about it. I'll pull you towards me a little bit. I was like so upset about it. And I was like, it's, I let it go slide for another day. Okay, I've been back to work for 2 days, mind you. I let it slide for another day. And then this nail chipped. And then this nail chipped again. And I was like, I cannot be walking around here like a white trash hoe. So we're redoing them. That was a lot. I've said a lot. See, this is why I feel like it would be great for me to have a podcast. I'm gonna move this anyways. See my lovely face. See, this is why I've always been like, it would be great for me to have a YouTube channel or a podcast or something, because I literally, just to tell you that I'm redoing my nails because I chipped them when I went back to work. I literally took forever to say that story. And I know a lot of people do that now, which, oh my goodness. Trends and individuality in personalities, that can be the topic today, is so crazy right now because, oh my gosh, I'm going to tell you about this. So this is the topic for today. Trends and individuality in our personalities and how they clash and how it works. So growing up in like the 80s and 90s, right? Like my parents and your parents or people who grew up and were in high school in the 80s and 90s, right? Like the Stranger Things vibe. I feel like they're always saying like the goal was to fit in. And the goal still is to fit in. Like, don't get me wrong. But my high school experience, I don't know if it was because of the people I hung out with, but even still, like I knew and would talk to people who were in like the opposite groups to me, because I was a theater kid in high school, and so I hung out with like the band kids and the theater kids and the nerds, and that was fine. I wasn't smart enough for the AP nerds, so they kicked me out because they sucked. Just kidding with you guys. And I did kind of get my shit together towards like junior, senior year, and I was in AP classes and stuff. But anyways, I wasn't smart enough for the AP nerds, even though I was literally in AP classes. But I wasn't dumb enough to like be with the burnouts or whatever. I had a really hard time in high school. We don't really need to talk about it that much. But anyways, so I was with the theater kids, and I don't know if it was because I hung out with the theater kids and I was a theater kid and like the band kids or whatever, but I feel like to fit in, you had to be as niche as possible, like as weird as possible. And I feel like this was not the experience in like the 80s and 90s. I don't know, somebody who grew up who was in high school in the 80s and 90s, tell me I'm wrong, because I would love to be wrong about this. But I feel like there's paint in here. But I feel like that was not the vibe. In the 80s and 90s, like people wanted you to be normal. whatever socially normal is. Water break. But I feel like my high school experience at the very least, and even now, like outside of high school, I still feel like, sorry, I have an itch. I still feel like that's like the goal, is you need to be as niche as possible. You need to be as interesting as possible. You have to be cool. You have to be like different, like, you know, and that's where like the whole pick me thing came from, I feel like. And so I get that. I was a pick me girl for a while because I felt this pressure to be different and special and weird and odd. And it took like that kind of gap year that I took from graduating high school and then going into, actually I would say my second semester of senior year, honestly, was kind of where I gathered that to just like sit and be with myself and figure out who the fuck I was. Gives you that security, words, gives you that security in yourself so that you don't feel like you're competing to be cool enough. Like, I know I'm cool enough. I know I'm interesting. There's so many different things about me that I could sit here and brag to you about that are interesting and cool. My friends know that. My family knows that. Like, and so many other people will. And so to have that security, like, in your life, I feel like it takes time getting to know yourself. But when I was in high school, I did not have that yet. Like, definitely did not. So it was like this constant competition to be the most cool, niche, odd, weird person ever. And I just feel like that's so dumb. Like, why are we sorry. I even still see that now on social media, which it doesn't affect me the way that it affected me in high school. But like, I see it now on social media. I'm just like, why are we pushing to be an exaggerated version of ourselves, or to be someone we're not, ever? It's still the same issue as the 80s and 90s, but we're disguising it in a different way by saying, oh no, it's different because we want you to be whimsical. You don't have enough whimsy in your life. You need to add more whimsy. I've got enough whimsy, okay? There's enough whimsy, all right? And I just feel like it's unfair. Like, stop adding this pressure to people to be someone that they're not, or to be an exaggerated version of themselves. Like, we can just be ourselves. And I know that's hard to say, like, easier said than done for high school, you know, and middle school. But like, I knew people in high school that were secure in themselves enough, you know, probably not deep down, but enough to not like give in to the pressure. Like, I'm sure they felt it, but like, to not give in to the pressure to be niche and weird and cool. But there were also people that I knew that like did give into the pressure, and they lived miserable lives, like myself. I did not do well in high school. I did not have a great time. I would say probably like the second semester of my senior year, I was chilling, but, and that was after I broke up with a boyfriend of mine, which, oh my God, we could literally talk about that too. I could talk about that today, or I could wait to talk about boys and past boyfriends. Let me know, okay? If anyone actually watches this and feels like leaving a comment, let me know and tell me if my next episode should be about why I hate men. I'm just kidding. I don't hate men. I don't hate all men, okay? Don't take that out of context. I do not hate all men, but sometimes they piss me off. My literal best friend is a man, a gay man, but he's still a man. Water break. The pressure to be weird and whimsical is just so dumb. And I feel like we're hiding behind it right now. And I know that there are so many more important things that I could talk about, but I want to talk about this. Like, it's fun. Okay, I'm locking in right now because this is red. And if I mess up, I'm gonna want to kill myself. I'm just kidding. Don't take that out of context. I'm not supposed to say that. Okay. What else should I talk about? Y'all are probably like, girl, you've talked about enough. Stop talking. No, I haven't. I know of something I can talk about today that will be interesting, to me at least. Female sexuality. Now, the reason I bring this up is because earlier today I was watching this video. No, I wasn't watching a video. What the hell am I talking about? I was on my break at work and I was on Instagram, and the first like thing that popped up was an Entertainment Tonight post about Nikki Glaser and what she said, Glaser, I don't know how you say her last name, and what she said about her current relationship and how she likes her man to talk to other women and it doesn't bother her. She actually likes it better because she likes to be, she thinks it's her competitive nature, and she calls herself in this, I don't know, I guess that makes me a feminist. Now, I would consider myself a feminist. I do not consider myself a misandrist. I know there are people out there who do, and we could talk about that for days on end, but I consider myself a feminist. And if you don't know what feminism is, the definition is pushing for equal opportunity for everybody, men, women included, okay? Men, women, they, them, non-binary, whatever you got going on, we want to make sure that we all have the same opportunities, okay? That's what feminism is. Okay, got it? Clock it. So, I was reading this post, and then I opened the comments. I was like, that's a little odd. That's a little weird. I wouldn't live my life like that. Like, I wouldn't want my man to cheat on me. Like, I'm not chilling. Like, am I not good enough for you? The fuck? I know I'm good enough for you. You don't need anyone else. You know, that's kind of how I feel about cheating. So, like, if a man were to cheat on me, which luckily for me, that only happened once, and I knew it was happening, and I didn't really care. So, I kind of sound like a hypocrite, don't I? Anyways, but that only happened to me once, and I low-key kind of knew it was happening, and we weren't really together, actually, so that was kind of part of it. But anywho, and I was, like, in middle school. Anyways, continuing. So, when I read that, I was kind of like, okay, that's a little odd. I wouldn't do that. Like, that's not my vibe, you know? But everyone in the comments was like, what the hell? Which I would understand that being your first reaction, you know? But to comment that on a freaking post, like, you have to have some dedication to actually say some shit on a post about something, you know? And so everyone in the comments was like, what the hell, girl? That doesn't make you a feminist. Like, that's anti-feminist. Like, what's wrong with you? Now, here's the thing. I don't know the context in which it was said. I do know that Nikki Glaser is a comedian. I've never really liked her comedy. Sue me. Okay, this is nothing against her personally. I just don't like her comedy. And it doesn't mean that women aren't funny. Women are funny, okay? I just don't think she is. Sorry. I've never really liked her comedy, so I don't like her. So I'm standing up for this woman that I don't even really like. I don't think she's funny. I think she's kind of weird. I think that opinion, like, that take was weird, right? And that's my opinion. And I'm going to share that with you because this is my little podcast corner. I'm not going to put that opinion in the comments section of her post. You know what I mean? Like, that's that's awkward. Why would you do that? And so I think it's dinner time. We're going to take a brief intermission. And we will talk about this when we return. Okay, chat, I'm back. Dinner was yum yum in my tum-tum, and then I did the dishes. And now I'm going to finish doing this and finish talking about what I was talking about before. So I actually brought up this Nikki Glaser. Well, first I was going to say, this kind of defeats the purpose of my not wanting to edit. But we eat dinner as a family, so, like, what was I going to do? I can edit 2 clips together. It's fine. So as I was saying, this Nikki Glaser thing. Now, I didn't hear her say it. And my opinion on this could be completely wrong because I actually brought it up at dinner and my mom was like, well, yeah, why would she bring the word feminist into it anyways? Now, here's my thing with this. She could have been joking, is the first thing that I'm thinking. She's a comedian and not a good one. So she could be making a stupid joke. That's very possible. Other thing is, it doesn't really matter because people are just doing that shit. Like, celebrities, especially like her, just say shit to get attention. They want you to comment and say, this is anti-feminist. This does not make you a feminist. Like, what's wrong with you? Right? Yeah, it's weird. No, she shouldn't have brought in the, maybe this is a feminist thing, haha, vibe to it. But, like, again, female sexuality. This is, like, honestly, this situation just got me thinking about it. And here's another example that I'm going to bring up. I remember when Sabrina Carpenter, which I love her, literally love her so much. She is a very sex-focused pop star. And that's tea. Like, period. You should be allowed to do that. I remember when she did a Lolita photo shoot. Now, if you don't know what Lolita is, it is a movie, a really old movie, in which there is a scene of the main character on the floor, on the ground, in the grass somewhere, and she's wearing a really thin white dress, and her dress gets soaked in sprinkler water, and it's a whole thing, right? If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch the scene. You'll understand. Now, it's a very famous movie, and it's a very famous scene. Lana Del Rey has done a photo shoot, I believe, with the same thing happening to it. So, now, here's the issue. I remember when this happened, and people found out about it, and everyone flipped out. They all lost their motherfucking minds. Oh, I can curse. They all lost their motherfucking minds about her doing a Lolita photo shoot. Now, here's the issue with this, right? First of all, I was like, okay, this has got to be when I saw this, because I hadn't seen the movie when this came out, everyone in the comment section of, like, posts about it and around it were like, this is anti-feminist of her, and saying that she was setting women back hundreds of years, and that this is like a terrible thing to happen to the feminist movement, blah, 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 blah. Okay? And I put something about this on my Instagram story, so, I mean, I'm expecting for my first episode just the people who follow me on Instagram to see it, so you'll know what I'm talking about. But when I first heard that, I was like, whoa, this has got to be like some crazy, like she has to like get raped in this scene or something. Nothing super crazy happens. It's literally just sexualization of a woman, as far as I've seen it. Okay, I have not seen anything saying that it's not. If I am wrong, please disregard, and please tell me in the comments and inform me. But everyone was freaking out. They were like, you're setting women back hundreds of years. This is just like Bonnie Blue, which, if you don't know the Bonnie Blue situation, Bonnie Blue is an Australian, I believe, porn star who chose to see how many men could go through her in a certain amount of period, and it was a whole big thing. And she tried to recreate that experiment that was done, that psychological experiment that was done. I can't remember the name of the psychologist who did it. But that was done a long time ago, not a couple years ago, a long time ago, where it was like a social experiment where men were just allowed to do whatever to someone. I don't remember if it was a specifically sexual experiment or if it was just a general humanity experiment. I think it was general humanity. So she recreated it in a sexual way, and people freaked out about it, which is entirely unethical and completely, number one, unethical for her own sake. Number two, unethical for the people participating, because you can't, like, that's kind of illegal now. So it was a whole big thing, right? So these people are comparing Sabrina Carpenter to Bonnie Blue and saying that this is setting women back hundreds of years. So I go and I watch the thing, and I'm like, okay, nothing crazy happens. Like, her dress just gets wet, and it over-sexualizes this woman. Like, that's it. And I'm thinking to myself, Sabrina Carpenter is a pop star, a fairly slutty pop star. Now, I say that as a compliment. Like, I love her. I think she's really fun. Everyone on the internet was like, we need a slutty pop star. We provided Sabrina Carpenter, and now everyone's like, she's too slutty. I don't like this. You're setting women back. Like, what is the freaking deal? And so this brings me back to my point, my original point about all of this, is that there is nothing more anti-feminist, since we're using that word, than telling women that they're not allowed to be sexual beings and that they're not allowed to be comfortable in their sexuality. If she wants to have a sexy little photo shoot inspired by Lolita and she wants to post those pictures on the internet, yeah, maybe it's not the best choice because that's a world-renowned bad movie, but also that's her thing. and that's her vibe. And it does not set women back hundreds of years, and she is not in the same boat as Bonnie Blue. Like, it's just such a terrible thing that I feel like isn't talked about enough because it's uncomfortable. People don't want to talk about sex. People don't want to talk about weird things revolving around sex. People don't want to, especially when it comes to women. But like, think about it for a second. Men are allowed to go out and be the most sexual beings on the motherfucking planet. Okay? They're allowed to just walk out here and be like, yeah, I get girls. Yeah, like the song The Man by Taylor Swift, y'all know it? Where she's like, I'd be just like Leo in Saint-Tropez. Like, men are allowed to do that shit all the time. Like, literally all the time. And just recently have we been like, that's a little not fair, right? But here's my thing about it. How about instead of telling men that they're not allowed to also be sexual beings, which don't get me wrong, men are the problem in this. But instead of telling men that they are not allowed to be sexual beings at all, and telling women, like, instead of, because this is a feminist thing, a misandrist would disagree, right? A misandrist would say, no, women are supposed to be allowed to be sexual and men shouldn't be. I think that everyone should allowed to be a sexual being. Especially if we have men walking around being like, that's hot. You're hottie. You're a hottie. Like, just recently, it was a school board member commented on a high schooler. Now, this is a crazy, crazy, crazy thing, and I'm kind of going on a tangent, and this kind of doesn't have anything to do with this. But commented on a high schooler being like, you're hot. So we have pedophiles in office, right? And everyone's like, there's something should happen to this guy, da-da-da. And everyone's like, yeah, something should, but nothing's going to, because we literally have pedophiles in office, right? But if men are allowed to catcall women and get away with it, evidently they are, because we have literal pedophiles in our government office, then women should be allowed to do a Lolita photo shoot and post it on their Instagram and not be told that they're setting women back hundreds of years. It's more anti-feminist. Do you get where I'm going? Like, do you get it? I don't know. I don't want to be canceled on my, like, first, like, time. But, like, it's not fair. And I think that the, like, being ashamed of being a sexual being has been a big, big, big part of the negative effects of a patriarchal society, and that women are allowed, or that men are allowed to be sexual beings and be open and honest about it and talk about it all the time and celebrate it, but women are not. Like, I don't get it. And y'all, like, not letting that happen and saying that it's anti-feminist to let that happen are the problem. And you're causing issues. So that's just kind of how I feel about that. You're like, girl, you gonna tell me how you feel about everything? Yes, that's what that's what this podcast is about. So now that I have done this and successfully on this hand gotten red polish all over my fingers that it's going to inevitably be a pain in the ass to take off, I'm gonna do another coat. But I don't think I have anything else to talk about today. Thank you for listening. If you did, please, like, comment, subscribe, whatever, if you want to. Like, I'm not gonna force that. That's weird. But yeah, just get my content out to more people. Honestly, don't even like, comment, or subscribe. Just, like, share this to your family group chat. Y'all know Italian batch. Y'all know Italian batch, where he's like, comment, subscribe, share this to your family group chat. Don't share this to your family group chat if your family is Republicans, because probably wouldn't go very well. But share it with your friends, guys. Put it on your social media. I want people to hear my opinions, because I think they matter. And I think I like to talk. And I think it would be fun if people actually listened. So, yeah. That's that. Next episode will potentially be, I'm probably gonna do like a weekly upload. Next episode will potentially be why I hate men. That'll be the title of it, but that's not actually how I feel. Okay, that'll be a clickbait title, guys. Okay, guys, just like keep it on the DL. That'll be a clickbait title. I don't actually hate men. My best friend's a man, and there are plenty of men in my life that I like and like to hang out with and think are really awesome people. But men could use a lot of work. So we'll talk about that in the next episode. stay healthy, stay vibrant, stay colorful, stay whimsical. Stay whimsical. And have a good life. Like, keep it unserious. It's really not that serious, you know?